You ready?
Ready. I'm ready. The purpose of this video is to share with you what I stand for and what the Noble Movement Academy is all about, and really the deeper mission of what I'm here for and what I'm feeling like we are building here as a collective community. You know, really, like the first and most important principle I feel like is joy. How do we rejoice? Are you having enough fun? For me, what brings me joy is movement and dance and song and play, you know? And so asking that question for you, like, what brings you into a place of joy? What did you like to do when you were a kid that you would just do, you know? Are you taking yourself too seriously? You know, and for a long time, man, I took myself too seriously. I took the spiritual path too seriously. And so when we can laugh at the situation a little bit and not be overly protective of our identity and our ego and our beliefs, when we can kind of relax a bit, right, and not take ourselves so seriously, we start to enter the realm of magic. How do we not search for what, you know, things per se, or give us joy, but like a more gentle joy, a more calm joy, a more like, wow, I appreciate this flower, I appreciate this tea, and I'm full of it, this inward joy, you know, this aliveness that is available in every moment. One of the second principles that is really dear to my heart is discipline as an act of self-love. Discipline isn't like a military thing, right? And we don't need to whip ourselves into shape. Better earn that shit. I mean, you better be waking up at 5 in the morning, 2 hours, running them hills and mountain tops. And if you don't, you're a loser. So when the shift came, was going from the old paradigm of, you know, military, football, train, discipline, work it, right? To my discipline is an act of self-love. And what that means is I care enough about my heart, my body, and if I show up for my practices, whatever they may be, even though I'm tired, I'm feeling lazy, it's been a long day, it's 5 o'clock and I'm ready to hang out with my family or kids or whatever it is, it's like, no, I'm gonna take 20 minutes and go for a walk, go for a run, exercise, do some breath work and like clear the day, you know? That discipline is an act of helping me calm my nervous system. So that care and that self-love is like, when I'm stressed out, I can take 5 minutes, 4 minutes, boom, boom. And discipline doesn't necessarily mean just physical exercise. It could be that a breathwork practice. You know, it can be a pattern of morning tea that helps you start your day slow. Over time, this discipline builds on itself. So that first week will be challenging because it's new. It's like, oh, I don't even know how to make tea. You know, I don't know what my workout routine looks like. I'm just gonna go for it, right? And then from there, after a month, you're like, oh, I'm in a rhythm. I'm exercising 3 days a week, or I'm having tea instead of coffee 5 days a week, whatever it is. And then 2 months go by, 3 months go by, 6 months go by. You're like, wow, oh, I feel a little different. I feel more grounded, I feel more strong, I feel more capable. Don't be lazy. So this principle you're gonna hear me say a lot, out of the mind into the body. Because our culture really kind of deifies the brain, right? It's like, it's all about the mind and the focus and getting into the flow state. And how do you get into the flow state? Through the body, right? You can't think your way into the flow state. And so when we talk about a spiritual dimension, we talk about a healing dimension, right? If my nervous system is not calm, if I'm unable to rest the body, right, then my mind is also not rested. When we're stressed out, when we're overwhelmed, typically, most likely, either we are hungry, tired, or we've been sitting too goddamn long. Stand up and get into our body, right? And there's plenty of practices, and from a scientific perspective, literally 2 minutes of shaking, or 2 minutes of tapping, or 2 minutes of some deep breathing will allow your nervous system to go from fight or flight to rest and digest. So you can digest the moment, slow everything down. One of the most important things I hold dear to my heart is restoring balance to the earth and to the wisdom traditions. I feel like many of us are simply disconnected from nature, disconnected from our bodies, and thus our soul doesn't have a place to rest. And our psyche is developed intimately with nature. You know, traditional religion that is like, oh, you can only find God in this temple. And all of the indigenous traditions had their own way of connecting to God, Great Spirit, Creator, And it was through nature. Nature were the first temples. And the indigenous ways help us remember, how do we honor life? And how do we give to life? And so in this web of life, I want to speak to how interwoven nature is with our psyche, right? And our soul. Like, we've all kind of forgotten as amnesia, like how to talk to life and how to give to life and how to give to our relations, instead of blaming or being upset with a friend or family member, or coming into a place of disrespect with, I think about water, where our water comes from, right? And I think about, how Coca-Cola is bottling water and selling it, and then there's people that don't have fresh water. These kinds of things, like, how do we restore the balance and begin to ask these deeper questions of, where are my products coming from? Where are things coming from? What am I giving to? So let's figure this out together. And what we've lost in our culture today is how we honor each other, right? Everybody's separated and they got their ideas and their politics and their belief systems. And how do I have a sense of compassion and just respect, for you, for each other? Because what we're doing to the planet, the degradation of the planet, is a mirror of what's going on internally. Of like, oh, we just need to remember how to nourish our hearts, our bodies, the earth, right? Through good food, through good company. A branch of the school, the Noble Woman Academy, is we offer 3 scholarships every year for indigenous, Black, people of color, so forth, BIPOC, right? And I was like asking, God, like, how do I really give back, right? So there's this give and take, this law of reciprocity that we've gotten out of balance in the last couple thousand years. It's all about community, right? And we don't wake up in a vacuum. And I think about now, because I have kids, man, it takes a village. It takes one another. And I know that when I have that discipline to sing, to breathe, to move, to sweat, to take time to give back to a friend or give to a homeless man, right? Take that extra 10 minutes and give that man or woman a burrito. There's a quality of upliftment that begins to occur in the realm of like, oh, we're in a community. Do I know my neighbors? Do I know the names of the people at the local grocery stores? How do I bring that presence into my life? How do you bring that presence into your life? And instead of being afraid of other humans, how can we give to other humans? What is community really about? It's about learning how to give and receive. And it's learning how to hold space for our shadows, our difficulties, our pain body, our emotional body, and how to reflect the wisdom and the beauty in each other and the joy in each other and how to rejoice in life, And my question for you is, how do you bring a little bit more joy into your life today or this weekend? And give yourself that permission to celebrate someone you love, celebrate your life. That's what I'm gonna go do. So I'll see you there.
Yee! Booyah. Fuck yeah,
That was good.
That was good.